So years ago, a friend of mine, and he's been doing this for years, would do this 24-hour charity show where he would do stand-up for 24 hours and raise money for the Stephen Lewis Foundation. And it was this great charity, and it really brought the comedy community together, and I really loved it. I loved being a part of it, going there, writing jokes for him. And then one year he mentioned to me how some of the organizers of the charity had said, you know, talk to your friends. Maybe like people in other small communities, they would want to do some kind of fun charity event for us. So he came to me because he knew that I was, at the time, pretty passionate about playing dodgeball. I was playing in a rec league. It started off as once a week, and then pretty quickly that came out to 5-6 days a week I was playing. And I had a bit of a problem, thank you. So it was so much fun because the first time ever, as an adult, I found this game that I can play with other adults that was fun. And we could play hard and we can try to beat each other because that was fun. But no, there was no malice. There wasn't like, I tried playing in men's leagues where I tried to play soccer, baseball, and people argue and it's so shitty. But in this league, we were all kids. You couldn't get mad because if you got angry, you're like, oh, remember you just threw a foam ball at me? Like, what are we doing here? So I instantly became friends with this core group of people that just wanted to have fun a couple days a week and like just get some exercise. It was winter when we started playing, and it was really fun. So I became friends with these guys, and one day we were just having a game, and after the game I asked them, if they would want to do some kind of marathon charity event. And I'm just going to get this a little loud. And so I said, what would you guys want to do a 24-hour dodgeball game? And they said, no. Right away, no was the first answer I heard, and I was like, that makes sense. But the reason she said no was because she knew that there was a world record for 31 hours. And if we're going to do it, let's beat that record. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. I'll do anything. I'll do whatever you guys want to do. So we found out the exact record was like 31 hours, 31 and a half hours. So we tried to decide for a while what we would do, and the number we hit was 36. We'll do 36 hours, and then that'll be our record. That'll be the number we put up. So I had to contact, I became the main organizer in this event. And I had to contact Guinness to find out what rules we'd have to play by. And then they sent me this whole package. And part of it was like they limited how many players we can have. They said 20 players, 10 a team maximum for 36 hours. You were allowed 5 minutes of a break for every hour you played. In those 5 minutes, that's the only time you can go to the washroom or sleep. You're able to accumulate them. You could play. What we did is we would play for 4 hours. You'd get 20 minutes. And then I'd go, okay, everyone, 10-minute pee break. Pretty fun. And for the rest of the time, when you were actually playing, you couldn't leave the court at all. Like, it had to be filmed. The whole thing had to be filmed. And if any of us had left the court, it would have been done. If one of us had fallen asleep, it would have been done. We had to do it. You couldn't, if you had to go to the washroom, you had to tell all your teammates, sorry guys, everyone has to stop because of me. Which for the first bit wasn't even a problem for me because I couldn't even go. I was the main organizer on this. I had been so stressed out leading up to this. I was sleeping 2 or 3 hours a night the week of, slept 4 hours the night before, and then I got there and I was just so nervous I didn't have to go to the washroom for the first 20 hours, maybe. And like, hour 16, I was like, everything hurt. I was like, ah! And then I was like, hour 19, I thought I was gonna die. And then hour 20, feeling good. Hey, everything's good. But okay, to rewind a bit, leading up to it, I had said, you know, I done all the research. I go, hey guys, here's some research on like doing marathon activities like this. You know, what to wear so you don't chafe, so you don't blister, what foods to eat, you know, what kind of training you want to do. I really tried to help everyone out. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do lots of training. I'm going to make sure I go into this, you know, feeling pretty good. I never worked out leading up to it. I was overstressed. I was eating horribly. I gained weight before it. And then the week of, we go and play a little fun game. Everyone that was going to play the world record game, we go play a fun game where we would just kind of, get loose, talk about the event and stuff. And at the end of the game, we're all sitting in a circle, and I'm talking to the teams and telling them, okay, we had drawn the two teams, and I'm like, okay, it's not about beating each other. It's about being each other's dance partner and getting to the finish, right? To not play so hard that anyone gets hurt and not worry about that stuff. This was going to be a fun thing that we would all get through. But I really felt like I was just talking to my platoon and we were going to war, and I was like, not everyone's coming back. Probably not me. So we the event comes and we start playing, and right away I told everyone, guys, remember, play slow, relax. So we did. The first couple of minutes, you started playing slow. You're not throwing 100%. You're kind of like, oh, whatever. But it only took one time for me to kind of throw softly, and someone caught me, and I was like, that's not happening again. You're not getting the better of me for 36 hours. And everyone thought like that, and then all of a sudden, we were all playing the hardest we ever play. As hard as you would play for a 1-hour championship game, we were doing that for an hour. And then I stopped everyone for a second. I was like, okay, guys, hey, let's relax and just keep playing normal. And then no, that just never happened. We played as hard as we could play forever. At one point, some people would get a little tired. They would have, these moments of like, for maybe an hour they weren't playing so hard, but then they'd come back really strong. But the teams were always playing strong. Myself, for some reason, I never got tired. I played as, okay. I don't know if I offended anyone and I got this mic cut. I'm just going to keep going. So, I never got tired. I don't know what happened, but I found this fuel source inside me, this unlimited fuel source called anxiety that I was able to tap into. What used to wreck my life was fueling me now. I never had to stop. And it was fun. The event was fun. It was actually fun to hang out with all my friends overnight. I mean, if I had to plan it again, I wouldn't do it in the winter. A little bit more sunlight would have been nice. There was a lot of darkness. There was a few moments of what is reality. A lot of like, when I was just sitting off, I was like, this is a fun movie. No, I'm doing this. So we keep playing, and then like a few hours out, like 6 hours out, I decide to give everyone the biggest break I'm going to give them. We'd only been taking 10-minute breaks, and I was like, guys, we have over an hour banked up. Everyone, let's take half an hour. Let's just relax, really stretch out. Don't even worry. You guys worked so hard for this. Thank you. So I let everyone kind of chill out, and I went outside. And I smoked some pot, and then I come back in, and I see everyone sleeping, and I'm like, okay, that's good, they got 10 minutes still, and then 5 minutes left. I'm like, guys, okay, everyone get up, and no one's moving. Oh, wow. And now, like, it's not fun anymore. I'm kicking my friends. I'm like, guys, you're gonna hate yourselves. And then I finally get them up, and they, okay. I finally get them up. So I finally get them up, and then they finally start to get playing again, but they're playing like really slow, and it takes like a long time for them to kind of like get back into it. And then I had to like, once we could stop again, I took another break, and I just had to talk to them. I had to give them the Braveheart speech. I had to like walk back and forth and be like, you guys want this? Because if you don't, that's fine. I'm really proud of you guys, but if you want it, we have to play harder. Why did I give you rest? So that gets them going, and then we kept playing, and we played as hard as we could, and we got to that finish line throwing as hard as we could, still hearing what sounded like thunder off the wall every time a ball hit. And I couldn't be prouder of these guys. And then whatever, like CTV or Global or someone came and they like recorded us. I can't remember everything. It's very foggy. And then we all just cleaned up together. We cleaned up, and it was this cool old warehouse that was turned into a sporting venue. So it was like really cool. And we all cleaned up, and then everyone left, and I had to wait for Steam Whistle to come to pick up the cases of beer that we had from the charity event. And so I'm sitting on the only evidence of this event, and I'm looking out at this court for 20 minutes alone, and for one scary moment, I went, did we not do the event yet? Oh. And then I remembered we did, and it was great. Thank you very much, everyone.